was telling me that Alaska, we fell to, are we number 3 now in suicide rate?
We're number 4 now.
We're number 4. Alaska's shot up to number 1.
Not that our rates got better. They actually got worse, but
your rates got what?
Suicide rates in Nevada got worse, but we're dropped down to number 4. Alaska's number 1. They jumped ahead of the whole league, the whole group.
Al, you mind if I take a dual shot, just like you're doing?
That's fine. I've got those.
But this is not a depressing interview. This is supposed to be a good news interview.
A good news interview?
Yes, good news.
Okay.
And I want to leave your audience smiling, and I'll tell you how.
News Talk 720.
Here we go.
KDWN is your 2012 elections in stock on News Talk 720.
Dovel?
Dovel, correct. Do I need to wear these?
All right. I'm sure we'll be able to talk about voter ID in the future. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. Not with this administration, that's for sure. Great idea. By the way, real quickly, I want to remind you that coming up at 6 o'clock tonight at the Red Rock Room at the Red Rock Casino, KDWN hosting we've invited all the 9 candidates, all 9, in the special election for the Ward 2 City Council seat. The debate starts at 6, and by the way, everyone who lives in Ward 2 invited to come watch the debate free of charge. We'll be taping it for KDWN as well as for Vegas TV. It'll be on TV also this week, and be on my show later this week as well. So it starts at 6. Again, it's the Red Rock Room at the Red Rock Casino, and debate inviting all 9 candidates at the Red Rock Casino starting at 6 tonight. Please join us and be there. Joining me right now in studio is Matthew Dovel. He's president of ISP, the International Suicide Prevention. And reason I asked him aboard was to talk about suicide prevention, given the fact that, well, a couple of things. The rate of suicide, I think, has increased, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
And number 2, we also have an unfortunate and very high rate of suicide among our veterans.
That is absolutely correct.
Yes,
and that is due to. Well, I don't want to get into politics.
You can say it like it is. I've said a million times why it is, because I don't think the Veterans Administration does the proper thing by our vets. That's all.
I have volunteered my time and time again, and have contacted the Veteran Administration, the heads, and they tell me that they have enough experts. And thank you for requesting to be a volunteer. And to my shock is that in spite of this, for years I've been asking to be brought on the team to help with solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Solutions, not just raising awareness. The rate has gone up incredibly. I mean, just unbelievable. We have 18 vets a day killing themselves.
Exactly. Now, why do you think that the suicide rate in general has gone up recently? Well,
if you just drive across town, you'll see why. I mean, we get conditioned based on our environment, and if you drive through town, I don't know how long you've lived here. I've lived here 25 years. I drive across town, blight has set in. You see businesses gone that have been there the entire time. I mean, they're gone. I don't just see a business empty. I see several employees or more that are out of work now.
So people who own businesses become depressed at losing those businesses.
Well, not just
that. They're in debt, and then they just figure there's only one way to get out of the whole thing.
Well, you get conditioned and you get depressed. And what happens when you get depressed, you don't see any way out, and the option of suicide comes in. And a lot of people don't notice or recognize the signs of suicide or suicidal thoughts. Suicide, suicide is not it's a symptom. It's not the actual cause. People have like a relationship breakup or money problems. Those are not the actual cause. The actual cause is our reaction to those events or experiences, which is our emotions.
What about people who are addicted to drugs or alcohol?
Well, they need to go to AA or Narcotics Anonymous. I mean, it's a very simple program, and it works. I mean, I'm a recovering drug addict. I have 25 years under my belt of clean and sober, so I know those programs work. I'm a member of them.
Okay.
So when somebody calls me and I ask them, hey, are you on drugs, are you drinking, are you having a problem with those things? Yeah, I send them over to Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous.
Right.
I mean, it's a free program.
Right. So how can the ISP, International Suicide Prevention, be of help to people who are having thoughts of suicide?
Well, first of all, you got to realize you're being conditioned by our environment. We're being conditioned by the experience of living in an area that's depressed. And you can recondition yourself by, I look for lost treasure. And one of the lost treasures I found was smile therapy. And Berkeley did a study with manic depressants over a year where they took them and no medication over a year. All they had them do was smile 5 times a day for 5 minutes a day. They would look up at the ceiling and give a goofiest smile you can get for 5 minutes, and you do this 5 times a day. And at the end of the year, they were declassified as manic depressants just through smile therapy.
But now, is something like that really, in all honesty, going to help someone, though, who has lost their business and they're going to have to go bankrupt to the tune of $100,000 or more? I mean,
well, that's just stuff. And people need to understand, stuff, you can always get new stuff. It's really, who cares if you've lost your position? I mean, it's about regrouping. And if you really cannot get past that, then we have another thing we do is it's EMR.
What's that?
It's a experience I give people where I literally will erase an emotion attached to an experience. Like if you've been raped and you have this experience, it's post-traumatic stress disorder, basically.
Right, yeah.
Where this emotion comes up every time you see a guy, or every time you see money, you start getting stressed.
Right.
I can detach that permanently, the experience that had happened to you, the trauma, through this experience I do. It's called EMR, and it takes about 5 minutes, and it permanently deletes part of your memory. Yes.
Is it hypnosis or what?
No, it's not hypnosis. It's I don't know if you ever heard of NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming.
Right, of course.
Well, this is basically reprogramming your brain, and I do it through a process of pitting a good experience against a bad experience, and it, like a battery, it will short you out, and it deletes the emotion attached to an experience you've had that was traumatic.
Wow.
I mean, it's been. I've done it to myself, I've done it to other people, and every single person, they have no memory of having had a trauma as a result of an experience. They remember the experience, but there's no emotion attached to it.
Right. So are you a psychotherapist?
I am not.
Okay, all right.
I'm a suicide prevention activist.
Okay.
And I look for solutions that help people that are suicidal. I'm a suicide survivor. I attempted suicide 25 years ago.
Okay.
And as a result of that, I chose to, hey, you know, people need to choose a different way. I've actually, there's a lot more to me than just this. I'm known as a near-death experiencer, so I've had 2 near-death experiences. One I drowned at 12, and one I
really
attempted suicide to go back to the white light, and I went to hell for 3 days. I wrote a book about it. I was on 2020. I was on just recently. I survived Beyond and Back in December. So I'm really into the life. Happiness is a choice, though.
All right. Well, I got to ask this because I'm what does it cost for somebody to get involved with International Suicide Prevention?
It's a non-profit organization, so
Okay.
we go out and help people for free. So
You solicit funds and you run it, and so people don't
actually,
have to pay.
we have no funds. Because I do other things. I go out and clean up suicide scenes for families that don't have
wow.
insurance or money to pay for it to be done. So we go out and do it. It takes like 12 hours for 3 people to clean up a scene properly.
Right. Wow.
It's very rewarding work, you could say, because if it's not me, it's them.
It's very traumatic for the family.
Yeah, it would put them in a 75% risk group for future suicides. So that's
because of the upset.
Yeah, because I mean, hours after somebody you love, you're
Yeah.
cleaning up the remains. That's cruelty.
All right, if people want to get in touch with ISP, International Suicide Prevention, how can they do it?
It's through supportisp.org, and that's a website. Or
Supportisp.org?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there a number though, a phone number?
Yes, 702
Uh-huh.
743 4340.
Okay. 743-4340.
Yes, sir.
All right, if you didn't catch that, you can email me and I will absolutely get it to you. I appreciate you come by and talking to us. I mean, it's this is an important area, and I think people have got to know that there is hope. And instead of people thinking that there's not, there is hope out there.
Yeah, the smile therapy is real simple. Anybody can do it. And you look up and you look at the ceiling, close your eyes. Don't do this if you're driving, obviously.
Right.
Look up at the ceiling, close your eyes, and smile for, just try it for a couple minutes. Put a timer on. And what it does is it releases dopamine. It's a natural narcotic in our brain, and
Right.
and it activates our pleasure centers.
All right, thank you for stopping by. Again, that phone number is 743-4340. Matthew Dovel, International Suicide Prevention. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me,
I
sir.
appreciate it very, very much. And I want to remind you once again that we will be out at the Red Rock Resort tonight, Red Rock Room, 6 o'clock. We invited all 9 candidates for the special election for Ward 2 City Council. Be there at 6 o'clock. Coming up next, Jerry Doyle, Michael Savage at 3 o'clock. You don't want to miss out on that. And of course, coming up this afternoon at 6 o'clock, Michael Cristalli with a great show. So I'll be back tomorrow to do it all again at 7. Have a great day, drive carefully, and always keep on thinking free.